on Monday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Alright, so before I get started on tonight's case, I want to give a trigger warning. This case involves SA of minors. So if that is a topic that is particularly triggering for you, I recommend you do not watch this video. Alright, so tonight we are traveling to Nevada. Shout out to all my friends from Nevada. So this is the case of a man named Tom Willett, who also owns a YouTube channel called Featureman. He is around 85 years old right now. He has a pretty popular channel on YouTube. It's got close to 400,000 subscribers, and he has recently become a person of interest to the internet. And I am going to tell you why, and then we're going to discuss our thoughts, or I'm going to discuss my thoughts at the end and hopefully get some input from you guys. So, let's start out with Tom Willett's background. He was born in 1938 in Chenault, Kentucky, or maybe it's pronounced Cheno. I'm not sure. When he was a child, he helped with the family farm. He enjoyed listening to country and popular music radio stations, and he liked singing along as well. When he was 16, he moved with his family to Louisville, Kentucky. He got a job at a service station pumping gas, and he started saving up money. When he was 17, he had managed to save a total of $400, and he took that and moved to Los Angeles. It was his greatest wish to become involved in movies. So when he got to Los Angeles, as I said, he was 17, and it was 1956. He got a job in a furniture warehouse. In the basement of the warehouse, they had pianos, and he taught himself how to play piano during his lunch breaks. As he continued to work days in the warehouse, he would spend his nights producing country music records. His label was called Freeway Records and included releases by musicians such as Greg Benny, as well as producing his own music under the pseudonym Herman Schmerdley. One of his songs was called Mona Lisa, and it was in the genre of rockabilly. It seemed to get a lot of airplay, and he was able to book performances on shows such as The Gong Show. He toured for a short period of time, performing in piano bars and what they call honky-tonks throughout the South. If you know what is a honky-tonk, let me know. By 1962, he moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, where he started writing material for comedy acts, as well as writing tunes for rising stars. For example, one person he wrote for was Roy Clark. He became a DJ for a short shows that he was on were Happy Days, The Drew Carey Show, and Dear John. On Dear John, he played the part of a man who did not speak. According to Tom Willett, he has had over 800 jobs in front of the camera, including over 100 films, 80 television movies, and more than 145 TV programs. Most of it has been uncredited and non-speaking roles. In 2006, he made his first YouTube video. Now, I believe that by that year he was living in Nashville, Tennessee, which is where he currently resides. So it was 2006, and he named his channel Featureman. In his videos, he would discuss common foods, and you would see him eating the foods almost like a mukbang, sort of. He also made tutorials on popular everyday topics. It was the kind of content that you would consider pretty wholesome. It would be appropriate for all audiences, and people really enjoyed his videos. In August of 2012, he made a video called How to Eat a Watermelon, and it got about 3 million views, which helped his channel to really start to take off. And then in 2019, he wrote a song, and he made a video of this song, and he performed it, and it was called PewDiePie T-Series Blues. Now, PewDiePie saw this video, and he shared it on his own channel, which of course helped Featureman to get a ton of new subscribers. He currently has 397 subs as of the time when I'm filming. A Nashville online food reviewer named Clayton Truder commented in 2021 that Willett has a, quote, refreshing appreciation for the ordinary and the ability to make the seemingly mundane seem awfully interesting. But nobody seemed to know that he had quite a past until early this year, so early 2023. Some people started digging around in his past. I don't know why they thought they would find anything, but they arrest. And it helped him realize that the trial had been mishandled because the judge did not have the authority to put him in jail while he was on probation. That is what Tom said, okay? So, because of that, he returned to court and he was released from jail. The end, okay? So that was the main focus of the video. So he never said that he was sorry. He never said what he supposedly did or didn't do. He just told you that story. And then shortly after, I guess people went berserk and he deleted it. But as I told you, it's been re-uploaded by another channel. Now, his videos are still available to watch, you know, the other ones, but they have comments off. After he posted that video, I guess he didn't expect to get a really negative reaction. I mean, if people took it at face value, they would have been like, oh, okay, you didn't really do anything, you know. But people were not buying it, and I guess they must have bombarded him in the comments, so he took it down. And then people started putting up lots of videos exposing him further and giving more details as to what had really happened. So, according to the legal documents, the court documents of Willett v. State, September 28th, 1978, a jury found, I'm going to read straight from certain pieces, I'm going to jump around a bit. A jury found appellant Thomas Willett guilty of 3 counts of violation of NRS 201.190, the infamous crime against nature. He was sentenced to life imprisonment with the possibility of parole on each count, with the terms to run concurrently. The sentences were suspended, and appellant was placed on probation for a period not to exceed 5 years, with the first year to be served in the Clark County Jail. He seeks reversal of his judgment of conviction on the principal ground that the court erred in admitting testimony concerning his illicit sexual relationship with another person other than the victim in the incident case. The record shows that appellant in November 1973, while playing in a musical group, volunteered to entertain the children at Child Haven in Las Vegas. There he met the victim of this crime, a minor boy. He went with the boy to his room to introduce him to the guitar, but the session ended in the first of several acts of oral copulation on the minor. During the same month, appellant visited the Eddie Lee Home for Boys in Clark County. There he met a boy who testified that while the defendant, a volunteer worker, was helping us to set up for Christmas, the defendant performed an act of oral copulation upon the young man. Okay, so I am also going to read to you from some newspaper articles that were dug up. Okay, so this article, ex-juvenile worker guilty, a district court jury of 6 men and 6 women deliberated less than an hour before finding a former juvenile court volunteer worker guilty of 3 counts of infamous crime against nature, stemming from homosexual assaults on a 14-year-old resident of Child Haven. Infamous crime against nature is a charge carrying a mandatory life sentence. However, a judge can suspend that sentence and place the guilty party on probation if he wants. His victim, a youth who is now 18, said Willett assaulted him on 3 occasions in November and December of 1973. As a volunteer worker, Willett had the authority to check boys in and out of as such, he had authority to check him out of Child Haven from time to time. The first time he checked him out, Willett took the boy to dinner at the Swanky Club on Boulder Highway and then to a drive-in movie to see The Night of the Bloody Apes. The boy said Willett told him to pull down his pants and that Willett again performed an unnatural act on him. Then they watched the rest of the movie and left. A few weeks later, Willett again checked the boy out of Child Haven and took him to his home. He tried to perform intercourse on me this time, said the witness. He told me to lie down on the bed after my clothes were off. Intercourse never took place, however, because the boy said he objected strongly enough to make Willett back down. So that is the case. What do you think? I will tell you some of my thoughts. First of all, my heart goes out to all victims in this case. So I have some questions. Number one, first and foremost, did he do it? I mean, he never even told us what it was that he supposedly did, so he never denied having done something. Okay, so it is very vague to us. You know, his description. He said that the witness was over 18, but that was at court many years later. In 1973, this witness / victim was 14. Okay, so I feel like he was trying to trick us with saying that the witness was over 18. Like, that's meaningless. And he's saying that the witness lied to get himself off from crimes that he had committed. I don't know anything about that other than what Tom Willett said in his video. Do we believe that? Does that even really mean anything? I don't know. I mean, he was found guilty, so it is probable that he did do what he was accused of. But, I mean, nothing is 100%, so tell me what you think. So, next question. If he did this 50 years ago, so 1973, and now it's 2023, so 50 years ago is when he supposedly did these acts. We don't have any information saying he did anything after that, you know. Whether or not he committed any more crimes, he hasn't been caught, okay? So, 50 years ago, this happened. And nothing since, supposedly. Should we still hold him accountable for something he did that long ago? Well, the internet sure thinks so. Part of it is his attitude, that he doesn't show any remorse, you know. He's just up there talking about the vagueness of the laws and, you know, all that kind of stuff, but he was not giving us anything about the actual crime and how he felt about it, you know, that he felt any kind of regret. But of course he couldn't feel regret if he didn't do it, right? So I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? If someone committed this act 50 years ago, should we still be mad about it? I mean, most people would say yes. Especially when it comes to child essay, you know, because it really destroys a person. When something like that happens to a child, it will change them forever in a very negative way. A lot of people are well aware of that, and that is why people like this are so demonized. Let's talk about where Tom found his victims. These places were basically like orphanages, it sounds like. You know, they weren't juvenile detention. Not that that makes a difference, but it sounds like they were orphanages. So he was going in there as a volunteer to play music, entertain the children. One time it was a Christmas celebration. And these children have no family, right? They have no adult to take care of them, no adult to love them. As sad as that is extremely, extremely sad. decision that someone like this would make? Like, do they think it through? Let me find a vulnerable bunch of kids that I can easily groom, or do they just somehow naturally gravitate towards a place like that? One more thing that I want to talk about is the belief that most of us have, and it is often talked about. Most people who commit these kind of acts cannot stop, right? They have these urges they cannot resist. And you will hear predators themselves talk about it after they come out of prison, how they shouldn't be trusted. I don't even trust myself. I'm gonna do it again. That kind of thing. We have heard those admissions. So how is it that this guy did this in 1973 and then never again? Do we believe it? Was he somehow cured, quote unquote? Did the legal process